Um, and I believe, with the exception of the bread and the wine, which are always there, all of these other items, if there's a black background, that means that your girl can interact with that item. If it's a clear background, it means that they don't have any particular comment on it. And like I said, I think the exception is the bread and the wine. And of course, unless they have a comment on it, they can't pick it up and put it into the inventory. So, okay. Since this is a new game and we don't have everything laid out for us, let's actually see if I get the direction. Oh, there she is. Let's follow the girl in white, because usually, like I mentioned before, she will hang out around items and places of interest while she does cartwheels. Hello, girl in white. Ah, yes, and she's led us to another one of Robin's special items. This is the shopping cart. This one's kind of cute. I'm a kid. I'm a kid. I'm a little kid. And I play in my little way. Buy me now at discount prices. And if you try to get out, yep, falls over. So here we have a little foreshadowing of Robin's character and what is dangerous about her attitude. You see that she was playing around in the cart just for fun, and the cart ended up tipping over, which of course might have caused injury. But, you know, it didn't even faze her. And I remember also as a kid myself, I used to go with my mother to the grocery store, and I would jump around in the cart, and she would say, "Don't do that, you're going to fall over and hurt yourself." So, very telling about Robin's character. No, a hypodermic needle. Let's see what she says about that. Yum candy. And you see that there was a picture of what looked like perhaps grandmother laying in her bed with a bunch of pills next to her. But for Robin, pills are candy. So, once again, we kind of see a dangerous attitude of not sensing any danger no matter what. Everything is a game or something to be enjoyed. Alright, we have our first flower. It's, as you can see there, one of 144. There are 144 flower items in the game. And I still don't remember how many you have to get before they show some items of interest, but we're going to find out here, because there's plenty of them around here since we started a new game. And actually the game, before it was called The Path, I believe one of the working titles for it was simply 144, because of the fact that there were that many flower items in the game. Alright, that's 2. Let's do our mainstay and wait to see... Ah, there. Girl in white symbol, the little white swirls. So let's head in this direction, and we should run into her again. There she is, dancing around, enjoying herself. And we see a flower, and let's see, I'm not sure what that item is. We'll have to get closer. It is... I have no idea what that is, but it's surrounded by crow feathers. Oh, no, 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 this is a peacock. Okay. I can make a pretty present with this feather, yes. Alright, so actually that hunk of meat used to be a peacock. It looks like it met with a very violent end, and now there are peacock feathers all over the place. And because we picked it up, there will be a peacock in a cage at grandmother's house. And the girl in white was motioning for us to return to the path, but we can't do that yet. Here's an old phonograph with a record. See what Robin says about that. Singing, howling, ringing, moon. So we have some werewolf imagery there, with howling at the moon. And let's see, we have an old disgusting bathtub. But this is something apparently for Scarlet. And here's a balloon. I think this is the third and final special item for Robin. Let's see if I remember correctly here. There we go. Walking around with a balloon. We saw a picture of some balloons on the ceiling. Is this the balloon that I lost on my birthday? And you'll see that there's... Whoops, and then she lets it go. And you'll see that there's some birthday imagery when we get to her particular rooms at Grandmother's house. Let's do a little check here. No, I don't think that was the special item. I think there's one more. You can see basically the top half here is for items that are just for little touches to Grandmother's house. And then the second half down here, you can see that there's 6 rows of 3, and this is for all the special items where you get unlocked bonus rooms. So we're still lacking the third and final bonus room for Robin. So we still need to gather some items. Sorry about that, had a little brain seize up there. I was like, what am I going to say next? That's what happens when you leave me alone in a game where there's not a lot of dialogue that the characters are speaking. This is a clothesline. I think this is a Scarlet special item. Let's just check. I think it is, but that's also... that was a picture of Ginger. So actually we should come back here as her as well. Or at least get a comment from her. There's the girl in white. What have you got for us this time? Something around here. What is that? Oh, that's just part of the plant. Okay. Getting a little paranoid there. Oh, it's got an old boot. Anything to say about the old boot? Picture of a rather unadorned table. I can run really fast with a boot like this. Or at least, pretend to. That's probably true if you only have one. It'd be a little awkward running. So you can see, I remember some of the comments of this was that people were getting lost or they weren't sure what to do. So my advice is always feel free to explore around on your own, but if you ever feel stuck, just wait for the white swirls of the girl in white to show up on the edge of the screen. And she almost always will be near something that you've missed or that you need to progress. There she is way off in the distance doing cartwheels again. Is she hanging out at the playground again? No, it's not the playground. What's she doing? Oh, I see a treasure chest. Alright, let's get some treasure. So she picks up a diamond, and we see a image of wads of cash. I can buy all the toys in the world with this treasure. Maybe not all the toys in the world, but definitely a lot of Tonka stuff here. Maybe some Legos. Grab another flower. It's 4. Let's see, I think at least some of the flowers are actually arranged in kind of loose rows, so that if you can... Sometimes if you find one, you can find a whole bunch more just kind of in a loose line. And this time the girl in white has led us to a wall with hundreds of shell casings. Whoa, a kind of creepy picture of a mounted deer head. A silver bullet. How pretty. Once again, we have the werewolf idea. The fact that she notes that it's a silver bullet. The eternal bane of werewolves. Another flower is ours. You notice that when you're in the forest and you're not at any particular attraction, it's a very washed out color. I just wanted to point that out. I'm not sure if it has any particular strong interpretation, but I like the change in the kind of visual look between the actual path itself and then all of these kind of dark area of the endless forest here. Let's see, girl in white, where'd you go? You went this way. Alright, actually that is the cemetery. And this is something that actually gives some people pause. Because we're not sure if it's a game mechanic or if it's supposed to be interpreted as part of the story. And that is that every once in a while the girl in white will lead you to where the wolf is. And as you recall, she can also lead you back to the path. So, you know, is this... is she a wholly benevolent character? If she leads you to the wolf sometimes? Is it meant to be interpreted that she's a little bit more ambiguous? Or is it simply a game mechanic just to make sure that you can find the wolf if you don't recognize the paw prints and the dark scratches on the edge of the screen? I don't know. I think you could go either way on that one. Spiderweb. But that's something that maybe Carmen would comment on, and I know also that Scarlet does too. So we'll wait and see if the girl in white goes to some other place than the wolf, because as you can see, we still have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items that Robin can comment on. So I want to get all of those items before we move on with Robin's story. That's the shopping cart again. Any flowers? Nope. Oh, I think I see a flower over there, so we'll go in this general direction. Nice thing about the flowers is that they sparkle, so that even you can kind of see just off. See if I can point directly at it. There. And you can see it sparkling there. Now watch what happens when I run. See, it vanishes. And then if I slow down, it's back. And I run, and it vanishes. So once again, just the mechanic to make sure you're not constantly running everywhere. Also, I'll quickly show you what happens if you keep running, because it... There we go, it's 6. Alright, so 6 is the number before it gives you a hint, and there you can see it sent us in the direction of the graveyard. Which again, we don't want to do right now. Hey, there's the girl in white. But if we really needed a hint just to keep going, then there you go. So every 6 flowers you'll get another hint. Let's see. I don't see anything new. Of course, my guess is that there's some overlap and randomness of to where the girl in white will go, so she won't always lead you to something useful.